ShartimusPrime, ShartimusPrime. Reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella whacking it, taking bad hits, taking bad shits. Subscribe.
This is a little freaky looking. Hey, what's up you guys? ShartimusPrime here doing another Marvel Select review on the Marvel Select Lizard from the Amazing Spider-Man movie line. This is a pretty cool looking figure. I don't know exactly why I picked this up. Maybe because I'm a reviewer. I just want to review a brand new Amazing Spider-Man figure. I am a huge Spider-Man fan. Spidey's my favorite superhero, so I really wanted to get this guy and really check him out. I'm not a fan of the design for this guy. Just really not really happy with the way that they went with this. But as a figure, I think it's actually pretty cool. And it's really hard to look past this design because the design itself, it's just disappointing. I've never really liked it, and I've been trying to let it grow on me, and it just hasn't. And I've been telling myself, like, well, hey, you know, the original Lizard, you know, looked like this. That's the cover of number 6, and he didn't really have much of a snout right there. So that's his first appearance, and that's how he looked. So I'm trying to tell myself, well, maybe they're just going for that very original Lizard look, but I'm just not a big fan of the way they designed this. And he doesn't come with a coat. On my thumbnail, I have him with a coat, but what it is it's the Series 2 Incredible Hulk figure, and this is the coat that he came with. That's like the first thing I thought of when after I picked this figure up. I was like, oh man, I wanted to see how this guy looks with the Series 2 Hulk coat on there. And it actually works okay. It's not great, but it works okay on there. It goes down to about his waist, which is a little short, but you know, looks kind of neat. I think I'll have him displayed with it on, so I don't know, we'll see how much I like that as time goes by. To give you a comparison of how I think the Lizard should look, this is my favorite Lizard figure right here, and this is from the Fearsome Foes pack, and this guy has the snout, you know, and he's got the coat all torn up and the purple pants, so whereas this guy is just buck-ass nude. It's just buck-ass nude. Now, the positive thing about this thing is the sculpt and paint detail. It is immaculate. I really, really appreciate the work that was put into this figure. It looks really nice. I mean, like I said, the general design of the character I don't like, but the work that the people from Diamond Select and Marvel Toys put into this looks fantastic. I love the color variations, like the sculpt. And the articulation of the figure overall isn't too bad. This may seem like a minuscule detail, but I really like how many colors they're able to get into his eyes. That is a trip to me. He's got green going on the outside, like an olive green on the inside, black in the pupil, brown. There's even a painted white dot next to the pupil right there. I don't know, I just think that's really nice detail. Look, you have this beige color, you have brown mixed there, you have like this really dark green, you have lighter greens over here. He's got stripes going throughout. I like how there's little flaps of skin right here. It reminds me of an iguana. I like how the fingers came out over here. One strange thing I actually want to point out is that it looks like these two, his ring finger and his middle finger, have fused together during his mutation because they share the same nail. That's kind of strange. And on this hand right here, they're actually all 5 fingers, or 4 fingers and a thumb. Really nice shading on the fingernails there. I like that a lot. Looks very, very cool. Same kind of detail that they gave him on the toes. Really like how this part looks right here. He very much reminds me of a dinosaur. I like this extra skin, like right here. His chest muscles look kind of like small, but oh well, it's not that big of a deal. I really like how the scales look right there. Again with the stripes. I mean, throughout the whole thing, the scales and the paint and just really look right here. He's got the more different kinds of scales. Oh yeah, love those lizard toes. Look at that little shading right there. And he's got peg holes at the bottom of the feet, even though he does not come with a base at all or anything. See, you can feel the sculpting right there. His tail looks pretty cool too. It's consistent throughout. Now the tail does seem a little short to me. I think it's a little on the short side. That's what she didn't say. The articulation, his head moves up pretty good. I like that a lot, and it moves down fairly well too, so I like his head articulation. His head moves side to side big ass Adam's apple right there. He does not have a bicep swivel, which is a bit of a bummer, but he does have the standard articulation that moves forward and out. One thing I did notice is that I did lose some paint right there on that hinge joint, so that's a little bit of a bummer. So you will have some paint rubbing. He does have a single jointed elbow. It moves solid 90 degrees, and it also rotates from side to side. He has a wrist articulation, moves side to side and up and down. I really like the detail on the fingernails, by the way. I don't know. I like all these little details. He's got like little shading at the tip of his fingernails, just like on the toes. He has a good ab crunch joint, which is kind of rare for this diaphragm joint kind of thing. So that moves up and down pretty nicely, and it moves side to side fairly well. Not great, though. Just a little bit like, damn, my whole camera's shaking. I really don't like his leg articulation. This is like the worst leg articulation, but I could forgive it because it's a Marvel Select and they're not really known for their articulation. It's just lately they've been quite exceptional, but you have to turn it sideways if you want to move it forward, and that looks always strange to me. This reminds me of, you know, like the Black Bolt and Doc Samson kind of thing. But, you know, I'm not bitching to Marvel Select. I just hate that kind of leg articulation. He has single jointed knee. Moves pretty far back. I like that. Moves side to side. I really like what they did with this part over here with the ankle, and they kept the ankle pivot even though he's got like this Velociraptor kind of foot thing going on. So that is very, very cool. This figure is growing on me. Oh, he also has tail articulation that is really, really good also. It moves up and down, so he's got this hinge joint that really reminds me of the shoulder joints, and it rotates side to side. So that's pretty awesome. Just wish the tail was a bit longer. It's kind of a short tail, but you know what? Not the worst of things. Oh, another thing that kind of bothers me about this guy is his head is really big. I don't know, his head just looks hella big to me. Just not a big fan of that. So, I don't know. I got a really weird feeling about this guy. I really appreciate the paint and sculpt of him, but I don't really like it. It's so weird. I don't know if I'm going to keep this guy, if I'm going to just sell him, or I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I do like it a bit, but it also bothers me. Weird. Here he is compared to the Marvel Select Spider-Man. This is the one that came with that busted green car. Thanks to Boognice10 for this, by the way. And so I think he's actually in really good scale. So curious to see how the movie Amazing Spider-Man will look. Here he is next to First Appearance Spider-Man. I repainted this blue, by the way. Check that out. I showed that off on my Facebook. Add me on Facebook if you haven't already. I mentioned that last time, but I think he's too out of scale to go in with Marvel Legends. Kind of a bummer. Damn, it's like the more I look at this, that head looks so big. Jeez. I don't know. Maybe I'll like him more if I have him displayed with the coat. We'll see. It's kind of strange. I really do appreciate the work put into this, though. It does look cool. If you really like the design of the lizard for this movie, you'll really like this figure a lot. My main complaint with it is mostly just the design, and that's not, Diamond Select's fault or anything like that. But yeah, there's that Kilowog butt crack. It's kind of funny. But yeah, all right, that's my review, guys. I'll catch you later. Peace.
Crispy.
Oh, that's Shartimus. He is so awesome. But now what should I do on the internets?
You go to BKBN.net! Here, let me show you, man! Big Kids Big News is #1 source for geek news, reviews, toys, comics, movies, cartoons, video games, and more! Next time you're done watching my videos, where are you going?
BKBN.net!
Where are you going?
BKBN.net!
This guy came with the that busted car. Boognice10 got me this figure for coming in, for placing in his... Damn it!